Welcome back to part 2 of how to build a home gym for 0 pounds, or also known as how to get shredded with a bedsheet and a broomstick. Okay, the exercise that I'm showing you now is piked push-ups. So the piked push-ups, they target the shoulders, if obviously executed correctly. If you don't have enough mobility in your legs, what you can do is slightly bend your legs and then execute those push-ups. What you're aiming for is to get your head to go past your hands, and then on the way up you need to drive your chest in and open that shoulder angle. And the exercise that I will be showing you now is another very good shoulder exercise. Probably to me that's one of the best shoulder exercises that involves only body weight, and that would be handstand push-ups. So the handstand push-ups, you're gonna go against the wall, you're gonna obviously execute a handstand, you're gonna bend your arms and you're gonna go with your head towards the floor. What you're trying to avoid is to go too quickly down so you hit your head. You need to go down slowly, control on the way down, and then push up quickly. Keep your core nice and tight all the time. An isometric exercise that will target the rear delts really well is a very wide hold of your regular front support. This exercise, it's really good exercise to target your shoulders. It is more of an advanced level exercise, so if you want to make it a little bit easier for yourself, you can do it from your knees. It is a planche push-ups. You're gonna get your hands closer to your hips and you're gonna bend your arms. So again, you're gonna keep your head in a neutral position. The difference between this one and the normal push-up is that your hands are much lower. To make it easier, you can just put your knees onto the floor. I found this exercise to be more effective in my case when I have my hands pointed outwards. Now for triceps, what we can do if we don't have any equipment is the diamond push-ups. They're a very effective way to target the triceps. All you need to do is to make sure when you're going down, your eyes are right above your hands and you're bending your elbows down towards your sides. You're not going out with your elbows. Keep your body straight and the core nice and tight. Another very effective exercise for triceps activation is the back support dips. So for this exercise, I'm gonna point my fingers outwards and then I'm gonna dip in. So I'm gonna keep my hips up. The higher your hips are, the bigger the range of motion is for this exercise. So try and keep them high up, point your fingers outwards and bend your arms. There is a huge variety of exercises that can target the abdominal muscles. So today I decided to cover just few of those exercises that I believe to be very effective based on my experience with clients and what have proven to work very well on my body. And this exercise that I'm showing you at the moment is alternating single leg lifts. You can make it more difficult by having your arms up by your ears, or if you want to make it easier, you can drop your arms by your sides. If you want to make it even easier, you can rest your head onto the floor. The next exercise is toe touches. For the toe touches, you need to have your legs up. If you have them straight, it makes it more difficult. If you bend them slightly, it makes it easier. When the legs are straight, you need to reach further in terms to reach your toes. Also, that requires greater mobility. Another good exercise for your abdominal muscles that I find to be more effective in comparison to plank is the dish hold. It's also an isometric exercise like the plank. It's just, in my opinion, it targets the abdominal muscles much better. And this exercise is a dish tuck-ups. For this exercise, I make sure my lower back is on the floor, my heels stay off the floor, and arms go up by my ears. And this exercise is bicycle crunches. So what I'm doing here, again, the starting position is a dish shape. I make sure my lower back is on the floor, hands are near my head. I don't put them on my head so I don't cause unnecessary tension on my cervical spine, and I have my hands on the sides and I twist from one side to the other. So left arm goes to right knee, right arm goes to left knee. And this exercise is shoulder stand lifts. For that exercise, what you need to do is go onto your backs, place your hands flat on the floor, arms straight, and drive your toes up towards the ceiling. What you're aiming for is to get your toes above your eyesight. Make sure you don't go too far backwards. This exercise is side-to-side crunches. The aim of this exercise is to target the obliques and the lower portion of the abdominal muscles. So you're trying to tuck your heels under one side and then go over to the other side. And now we're going to go to the exercises that would require some sort of equipment, and that equipment will be things that you can find around the house. This exercise is bent over reverse flies. It targets the rear delts, and you can do it from just leaning forwards, but what I find better is if I do it on the chair. If I'm sitting down on a chair, leaning forwards, get my chest tight against my legs and go up with the arms. You're gonna lean forwards and lift up. Try and keep that 90-degree angle. And this exercise is just lateral raises. I'm using again 2 bottles of water. Exercise that I'm showing you at the moment is rear delt flies. So for that exercise you need to have your palms facing inwards and elbows facing down. If you want to make it easier, you can have a split stance, so you can have one foot behind you. If you want to make it more difficult, you can get closer to the door and of course have your feet together. The exercise that I will show you now is the diamond push-ups. For this exercise I have added some weight with the help of the backpack, in which I have put few bottles of water. What you're trying to is to get your head to be right above your hands. That's the difference between the normal push-up and the diamond push-up. The diamond push-up is with your hands below your eyesight. Normal push-ups, as you go down, you're trying to get your hands at the lower part of your chest. To add some more resistance, we can lift our feet up on a chair. Again, that chair I'm gonna put it against the wall just to stop it from sliding. And the execution is gonna be the same. We're gonna have our hands right below our eyesight, and then we're gonna go slowly down. Elbows are gonna be still going down as when we do it for the normal push-ups, but this time we're gonna have our hands below our eyes. This exercise, I would say, is equivalent to the skull crushers. So have a look at it. For this exercise, we're gonna use a chair. Again, that chair must be against the wall to prevent it from sliding, and you're gonna go as low as you can and push through. I would say this exercise is equivalent to the skull crushers. And the next exercise I'm showing you is again variation of the skull crushers. This time we're using the bed sheet. And of course we cannot ignore the dips for the triceps. What you're gonna bear in mind is to make sure your fingers are pointed out when you're doing those dips. For that exercise you're gonna need 2 chairs. Another exercise that we can do is triceps extensions. For the triceps extensions I'm using a broomstick which goes through the backpack handle. I'm doing it with one arm first and then with the other. Obviously it depends how heavy you can load the backpack and how heavy you can lift. A good exercise to add to your triceps workout at home is the kickbacks. You can do it with a backpack instead of a dumbbell. All you need is a backpack and few books or bottle of waters, whatever you have nearby, and as much weight you want to put there and be able to lift, you can put it there and execute your kickbacks. Just make sure you're not lifting your elbow. Okay, the exercise that I'm showing you at the moment is biceps curls. So for that exercise, again, the closer you're to the door, the more difficult it will be. The further away from the door you are, the easier it will be. When you're executing this exercise, make sure you turn your pinky fingers, your small fingers, you turn them towards you, and when you're doing it, don't let your elbows travel a lot. So try and keep your elbows fixed. If you want to make the biceps curls a little bit more difficult, you can sit on a chair and you use the backrest of the chair to go over with your arm and do biceps curls there. For that first exercise, I'm gonna be using my socks. So the reason for the socks, again, is to reduce the friction between my feet and the floor. For example, if you're on carpeted floor, it may be better to use plastic bags or Tupperware tops, something that is going to reduce the friction. This exercise is front support tech ups. What I'm trying is to get my knees between my arms, drive my feet forwards. I don't think there are many people that have done this exercise. Again, I'm going to use my socks and it's going to be side to side slides. What we're aiming here is to get our toes to go past our hands, the line of our fingertips. That I'm showing you now is Russian twist. To add more resistance, I have added a backpack in which I have put few bottles of water. And the Russian twist, you can see them, how I'm executing them. I have my feet off the floor, I'm sat down on my bottom, and I twist from side to side. Okay guys, that was the second part of project how to build a home gym for £0. I hope you enjoyed it and you're gonna find those exercises and equipment ideas valuable, and probably you're gonna implement them in one of your future workouts. Let me know down in the comments which one was your favorite one. And also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that yet. One were my favorite exercises. So the one for the legs would be the step ups, the one that I use the chair and I was going up. And for the chest, I really enjoyed the elevated push-ups, the one where I had my feet on the chair and hands on the books. You can combine those push-ups with the 10-0 push-up, the one that you're going 10 seconds on the negative and then you're going up. And the exercise that I found to be really effective for my back was the one that I did against the door, and that was the chest pulls. When I was pulling myself towards the bedsheet, that was the chest pulls, if you remember them. This is a very good exercise to target the back if you don't have a pull-up bar. For the shoulders, there were a few exercises that I found to be really good ones. One of them was the handstand push-ups. The other one was the reverse flies, the ones that I did again against the door with the bed sheet. That was a really good exercise to target the rear delt. And for the abs, I'm gonna have 3 favorite ones. The first one would be the bicycle crunches. The second one will be the tuck-ins, the front support tuck-ins, and the third one is gonna be front support slide side to side. Those were the 3 exercises that I really liked when I was doing the abs exercise. Thank you for watching and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!